You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies told you that the second UK Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel. That was said in the song Fireflies by Owl City. Alright, here we are again. This is integ3r playing 2nd UK Infantry Division against French Helljumper playing 5E Division Blindée. And as you all should know by now, having seen Game 1 and having seen my previous videos, 2nd UK is now an SS tier division because the Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel. And in the previous patch, and almost every single patch before it, 5E Division Blindée was the best division in the game. But ever since 2nd UK Infantry got the Puma HC1 supply no longer using fuel, 5E's just been terrible. It's just been terrible. So here we are on loop. This is a ranked map recently added to the ranked pool. It's a recut of a 10v10 map. I like it a lot. Let's talk about the map. So if you haven't seen Game 1, I suggest you check it out. These were played on the ranked ladder, I believe. They're not part of a tournament. I'm casting them because I'm still recovering from my injury where I jumped out of a window, but I'm back now that Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel. So this map is red favoured, so integ3r does have the advantage on this map, unlike the last one where he had the disadvantage. And that's because basically you're fighting across these 3 zones, right? And going from left to right, red gets to the town in Echo first. Both sides get to the zone first, but red gets the town and blue gets these 2 little things. So that's really rough for blue. In the middle, it could be argued, so basically blue will get to like this at about the same time as red. So this could be argued as a fair zone. We don't know. We haven't played enough games on it yet. On the right, this should be seen as an even zone, right? Because the road meets in the middle, both sides get there at the same time, and then they can go and get this. So that's good. The issue is that red gets this here, and that kind of helps him out with getting into the zone, because at the start, if you both sides charge down here, then they're gonna get shot. But I believe red gets to here first, although it might not actually. Maybe blue gets there at the same time. Either way, we often see red coming up here and going down here. So at the very least, red has the advantage in Echo. The advantage over Delta and Foxtrot is less defined and may not exist. But you'll find very few people that are willing to contest my opinion on this. So let's go through the deployments, and we'll start with integ3r because I'm here already. So left to right, we've got Jägerführer going for Alpha, and then presumably going for Echo. And this is very, very similar to Game 1. So that's weird. So we've just got a screening force of Rove on the lands, and then the real attack's going to happen somewhere else. I'm just surprised by how far back the screening force is, because you would assume that the screening force would be here in Echo, but instead the screening force is between Echo and Alpha. So it seems that integ3r is choosing. Yeah, he's got a guy going here. Like, why not have it there? Why not have it there? integ3r, if you're going to watch this, let me know. What's going on? Why wouldn't you have your screening force in Echo? Why would you have it between Echo and Alpha? This is red's strongest point. You would assume that he would want to hold that. Even 1 infantry here and 1 infantry here just slows him down so much. In mid, we've got the 4 SAS, the best units I can get. Really, really good unit. Really good unit. But, you know, this is your... It's probably the closest thing we have to a unicorn in Warno. Just because it gets the AT and the Stinger and the Special Forces and the Advanced Deployment and the SMG. And this is the only unit in the game right now that gets all of this. Presumably more will be added, and then it won't be a unicorn anymore. Although I suppose the definition of unicorn is that it didn't actually exist in real life. Sorry if you still believe in unicorns. Anyway, these guys are going really ham down here to try and secure this forest, and we'll see how far they get. Behind them's a Fox for the fire support. Got a sniper going to the town, and no decision to put a blocking unit here, so theoretically Helljumper could just walk down here. On the far right, we got a sniper going over to here to provide vision of this. Behind that, we have 3 foxes going all the way up into Foxtrot. And yeah, we'll see how that goes for him. And this is a very similar deployment to game 1. He's just in different places, but the units are all pretty similar. The idea of a blocking force with, or a screening force of Rover Milans on one side, or the SS on the other, trying to secure a key forward point. And behind the SAS, we've got 6 Gazelle rockets again. And these are going to support the AMX. They're going to support the SAS clearly. And no supply once again. Instead, we've got a screening rover here. That's a good place for one. So let's go over to Helljumper. Now, Helljumper's 2 AMX-10 RCs going down this road are going to run into 3 foxes. And my money's on the AMX-10 RCs because they have a tank gun. They are wheeled tanks. Whereas the foxes only have 1 armor and they've only got an autocannon. So the AMX is going to chew them up, in my opinion. 1 Mistral going to here on Delta. That's an interesting place for it. 2 Commandos going to Delta. AMX Blindée going forwards on Delta, and another Dragon Paras. And this is so similar to game 1, where Integer has this going to a forward point, and Helljumper has this going to a forward point. It's almost identical. The only difference is this time these 2 AMXs are over here as opposed to with this block here. But it is very similar from these 2 players. I wonder if these 2 games were literally played back to back. On the right side, so Helljumper's going to try and take Echo. So he's got the AMXs going round, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. 1 AMX-30B going forwards. That's a bit optimistic because you got to pass here to do that. And if there's a guy here, he'll kill you. We know there's not going to be. 2 Commandos going to Echo and 1 Mistral. Helljumper's bought 1 supply, 1 CV, and Integer's bought 2 CV. So Integer's going to get a great point lead at the start because of how many zones there are. It's going to be very difficult for Helljumper to take all these. Because, like, you know, he's not going to have India. That's +2. So, yeah, really interesting. As you know, 5E Division Blindée used to be the strongest division in the game. But ever since 2nd UK got the Puma HC1 supply, no longer using fuel, 2nd UK has been on top. So my money's on Integer. Having said that, this deployment seems to favour Helljumper a lot, because this is Red's key advantage. You can hold this town at quite limited cost, and it looks like it's just been given up. Anyway, let's get on with the game. Right, so they're off. And we now must wait for things to happen. Integer will get an early point lead because he's got 2 CVs to Helljumper's 1. But my money is on Helljumper taking Echo and Foxtrot. And I'm really not sure what's going to happen here. The AMX-10, if it gets the first shot off, can kill one of these. It's going to be very close. We'll see what happens with these Gazelle Rockers. These Foxes are going to get chewed up, man. Check this out. So Dragon Paras don't have an AT option, so the Saxons can actually just keep going. Got a Mirage out for the Gazelles again. This is not how you want to deal with these, because you're only going to kill 1. It's exactly the same as last time. Fox is getting cover. The SAS unloads. The AMX is doing well. Dragon Paras are almost dead. But the Gazelles need to take out that AMX-10, really. This AMX gets too close, and now gets routed by the Foxes in cover. The Gazelles use up most of their missiles and then run off. The Commandos drop but survive, but are now going to die. The AMX-10's still alive, though. That could kill all of this. Jaguar HE going for this SAS. They're spreading out. 1's going to die for sure. Yeah. Eats 1 stinger hit out of 3. It's pretty unlucky from him. And Helljumper's basically got this town for free. Int on a +2. Jaguar cluster kills that other AMX. So the Foxes actually won this fight, which is incredible. But this AMX, the fact that this survived and those Gazelles weren't used to kill that AMX, it's really rough. Really rough for Int, because now he's got to move back as opposed to moving forwards. Having said that, he could have kept going up here with these 2 and just sacrificed this guy. He's going to die anyway. All those Rover Milans got killed. So yeah, it looks like Helljumper's got Echo, Int's got Foxtrot, and the middle's still contested. It's, yeah, Int's going to cap it first. Helljumper trying to get back in here, but these foxes now, if they move forwards, will have that. Sniper's moving forwards. Not sure where this guy's going. Oh, they're both going for the same thing. Jaguar cluster, will it get the exposed AMX-10? There's no Rolands out. Looked like it was going to miss, but I guess the splash got it. Would love to see this guy go to here. This AMX is going to cause havoc. Really difficult to deal with these when you can't see them. Just pop in your transports. Fox might spot it, but it can't kill it. I think. Interestingly enough, Integer could just run down here and take this, and yeah, he could have had these SAS in this forest, but you know, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what the enemy's got there. You know, 3 SAS could have ran down this AMX-10. Wouldn't have been able to suppress them all. This Fox is going quite aggressive. Might get that Mistral. Those commandos will get in because of, you know, even if you shoot down a transport, they'll survive with no stress. They'll get stunned, but they don't take any stress. Not that there's much to shoot them down anyway. Those autocannons won't do much. Jägerführer brings a Carl Gustav. This AMX is almost through now. Jaguar rocket. So yeah, it'll shoot it down, but the guys will survive. Evacs, that Minstrel might get hit. It's pretty lucky. What's this guy seeing? Right, so it knows it's here now, and here come the Gazelles with a Gazelle recon. Helljumper's decision not to buy CVs, not doing him any favours here. He could have got Echo a bit faster, like now, because now he's sending this over here. He's not going to get Foxtrot. But his presence on the map is a lot better. Like, look at how undefended Alpha is now. Int giving that up was a big mistake. IMO. Cluster misses. And you see these Gazelles, really hard to keep them alive, because one manpad shot, 60%, you know, 60% accuracy. Very difficult to keep them alive. Over here, AMX is moving forwards, why not? Might even be able to take Alpha. Int's still on a +2 though, because he got the middle. Because Helljumper's only got 1 CV, right? So he could have had one here. Not necessarily going to Foxtrot like I mentioned before. These commandos survived. I think they're just way too cheap for what they do. If you compare them to the air mobiles, they're the same price, but they get the special forces. They come at 2 or 3 vet as well. I suspect the other guys come at 1 or 2 vet. No choice for 3 vet. And this Vab, what? Okay, here we go. So yeah, Integer just has nothing here. It's all bluff. It's all bluff. And yeah, you see the power of these minstrels. They're the best manpad in the game. So second, really not a great matchup for second, but once he gets that Puma HC1 supply out, it's going to be perfect. And with playing times being so high in this patch, you know, it's rough. Assault Pioneers, they're not going to be able to land on top of the building. It'll repath and it'll try and land over here or something. But the Gazelles get a good angle. That Mistral though, oh, it's finally out of ammo, so he can afford to do this. Not that he'd know. And yeah, more AMX-10s. This is basically the best map in the game for 5e, except maybe Ripple, just because 5e's mobility, right? So the bigger the map, the more of an advantage they have. And this is a pretty big map. I like it. I like the map. I like it a lot. But you cannot deny 5e's advantage on bigger maps. These Gazelles are out. And there's a Chinook supply for them. Not the HC1 supply. Using the airfields really well here. Helljumper, you know, could really do with investing in a Mirage as opposed to the Roland. So, I mean, the Roland's great, but the Mirage costs about the same price, and it can be everywhere, whereas the Roland can't. Here we go. Is the bluff being called? Nice. Lots of blue team things dying here to the Rover, Milan, and the Fox. So there was lots of autocannons here. They're all dead now. 4 Gazelles still left for int. Jaguar HE is going to go for the Gazelle with these Defa 30s. Really good gun. Really good gun. Somebody told me it's actually a British gun, which is really funny. Because, yeah, Brits don't get it. They get the 27mm Mauser, which is still pretty good. This SAS not in a great place. Could do with running away now. And yeah, int 2 CVs in mid, no CVs in Foxtrot. Helljumper stalled out here again. That AMX died to presumably that Harrier. Just going through where those things died. Yep, SAS moving back now. Assault Pioneers in Lynxes. Int's the only guy I see doing this. But it worked here, didn't it? It's hard to keep track of everything, I apologise. There we go, finally, Mirage 3E, 145 points. Really good for the price. Probably the best plane in the game, just because of how much it costs. It's really silly. It's even got 10% ECM, look how fast it is. I made this comparison in the last game. This is 175, it's not even got a gun. It's slower, 20% ECM, and yeah. That is, what, 145, and it's faster. And it's got the best guns in the game. Sad times. The Assault Pioneers get in though, and that Mirage does go down because he shows his back to the bad plane. So, you know, even if the plane is bad, if you do that, it's going to be a problem for you. Integer looking pretty cozy on this +1 though. Helljumper really not pushing his lead here. There's literally nothing here. He's going to be kicking himself if he bothers to watch the replay. Oh, here we go. He's secured mid now. So Helljumper's now +1 because int isn't in Foxtrot. No one's in Foxtrot. He's moving these Assault Pioneers forwards. We'll see how well they do. I don't think they'll be able to kill all this. Jaguar cluster out again. Gets 2 AMX-30s there, and the Mirage pulls off early. Was that a misplay? Right, it was a misplay, if you ask me, but was it a misclick? Did you do it on purpose? Over here, Gazelle's trying to be used, but those Rolands, man, you gotta watch out. Mobo should make short work of that. And you see, Heli infantry, really not bad, you know? Really not bad, particularly on these bigger maps. A lot of people don't like using them. But you can sell the helicopter. You can also use it to scout. Like, look, he's going to use this to drain the Roland's missiles now. So that he can save his Gazelles. Oh, well, it didn't work, but it was a good idea. And you can still sell it once it's damaged. You can still sell it, they'll take it back. Got a 2-year guarantee on that bad boy. Jaeger Fuhrer coming in now for Foxtrot. Oh, you're gonna have to bear with that sound. This is just a problem with the game right now. And yeah, I'm not sure where these guys are going with their no ammo. I think they'd want to be over here. Jaguar cluster trying to loop around and miss those Rolands. Hang on, is he going for the Rolands? No, he's just monging out. I'll see you later. So yeah, plane repair times were doubled, so that guy's out for a long time now. Probably upwards of 10 minutes. Helljumper +1. Yeah, it's difficult to take Alpha just because it's over an open field, but there really is nothing here. Badly, sub Warrior Milan's out for Integer. And the Mirage 3 is out. Do we have a Phantom to fight it? We do. The Mirage 3 also has the best turning circle in the game, if I didn't make that abundantly clear. The Phantom F3 has one of the worst turning circles in the game, but when you bring 3 of them and the enemy's flying over your spawn like a mad lad, then you can make things happen. So he should get this Mirage just because the sheer weight of missiles. This guy's probably going to go down to Roland. Yeah, he does. That was 7 missiles, gets him on the 7th. Yeah, that was interesting. Interesting trades. I mean, there's really no reason for Helljumper to be diving like that. This guy, I guess he can't move forwards until that MX gets cleared out. Loving his airplay. Loving his airplay. And you see how he uses lots of air at once to overwhelm enemy AA. But you know, the two Rolands just shuts down everything, man. Could you do with moving this guy up now? With these guys being here. And I think Int's going to take Foxtrot. And he is doing that. This is still stood here. Oh, he's moved forwards a Mistral now to take out that Gazelle. That's smart. And supply in for the SAS. That's smart as well. So we've still got 2 SAS remaining. Not going as well as game 1 for Int. In terms of SAS usage, lost a lot of his planes. Not seen any Challenger 2s yet, but he's just so thin on the ground that he really needs to take this back. That Vab's going to get in, but that's very risky, man, because these guys should be able to see that, but they can't because their eyes aren't good enough. So it's in LOS, but they don't have sufficient optical power to see it. Surprised that went for what it went for. Yeah. 10 men, 850 meter range rocket launcher, 50 points. 7 men, worst rocket launcher in the game, 45 points. Putting this guy around here, but I guess, he doesn't see what we see, right? So, and obviously once you get here, these guys start shooting you. He's got to be careful because he can't get within 850 meters of any man, woman, or child in the nation of France. He'll die. Neither player bothering with any artillery, no mortars, no howitzers, nothing. All ground and air. Yeah, Helljumper using the amphibious ability of the VABs. These guys are really good for 30 points. But hey, this guy can shoot that Vab and he gets it. And there you go. Helljumper no longer on a +1. It's even Stevens now. But yeah, here come the B2s, and it's really hard to deal with these. Just the sheer quantity of them, the fact that you can get 24 at 2 vet, or what is it, like 16 at 3 vet? Something like that, might be 12 at 3 vet. Here we go, Harrier coming out, Phantom's already here, Hellam's behind. It's this cohesive, coordinated airplay. There you go, Challenger 2, 290. So you can get 2 of these and a supply truck for the price of a Challenger 2. So the Challenger 2's got to do a lot of heavy lifting, and these shoot faster, they move faster. Obviously the armor's not as good. The gun is obviously not as good. So at max range, the Challenger will win, but at any other range, Challenger's not going to win. Commando's coming out here, and Integer is looking really bad for him. It's looking really bad for our British friends here. Helljumper's back in Foxtrot. This guy's got no defense. Helljumper's got more guys in mid, and he's got the superior position in Echo as well. So this Fox is now going to die to the AMX-30B. And with that, Integer now has no units on the west bank of the river. So he buys another Gazelle. Bit more recon, fair enough. Challenger 2 command tank coming in now. Ballsy strat, you really got to protect this, and when those Jaguar HE bombers can kill it in one shot, it's tough. So he knows that there's just a Mistral here, or at least he assumes so, and so he gets that basically for free, so Mistral misses. And so this guy will be back up in 100 seconds, plus change. Although sending another Gazelle there is going to be a bit rough. So that was a side shot. This Challenger's going to have a really rough time against these Voltigeurs. Does he see it? 850 meter range rocket launcher is standard. There's no worse rocket launcher in France. They're all 850. So the LRAC 15 pen. It is good. So here we go, Jaguar HE. So that one misses because he did the whole reverse trick. Great play with these Phantoms, just getting... I mean, they're so bad, but if your enemy overextends like that, yeah, you can just pour a bunch of missiles into him and you'll get him. And you'll notice that he's gone for that instead of rapiers, just because Helljumper's been so aggressive with his air. Like, he drops, and then, you know, he's basically an int spawn. Just because of how pushed up he is and where he's using it. But yeah, it's not looking good for int at all. I don't see this working out for him. Just needs a CV from Helljumper, really. And, you know, some wherewithal here to push a little bit up here. This guy's just been sat in a field for ages. You know, he's not even in cover, he's just stood there. Over here, this air mobile finally goes down, and now Helljumper's sort of severed the connection between integ3r's forces over here and integ3r's forces over here. So that's very rough. Sending things down this road, though, is very, very difficult. No recon here for him. He's got the Gazelle, but he needs some... yeah, here we go. There comes the infantry. Recon. And yeah, he's got a Jaeger clearer out here now. Here we go, Jaguar HE coming out for one CV and the ATGM for the other. Smoke. Oh, this guy's so dead, man. Wow, okay, so Int gets a bit lucky there. Shows his side armor. Can he catch that Jaguar? He shouldn't be able to, because 1-1. Oh, 10-40. And when he evacs, it takes him over the middle of the map, so those Rolands are going to have a say about this now. And yeah, that's going to be down for about 10 minutes. That's going to be down for about 10 minutes. But yeah, the Challengers survived that. Because of the way the CV system works, even if it died, this would still be a red zone. There's no blue CV yet, which I'm very surprised by. I would get a VAB PC in here. This is still stable. This is still stable. No attempt from Helljumper to find out what's in this town. He's pushing here, which, yeah, it makes sense. Would love to see a CV. Instead, just spamming out the AMX30B2s. That's how Francis played. You just spam these guys out at a rate of 2 a minute until you win the game. It's interesting. Third is similar. You just spam M1 A1s. 39th is similar. You just spam T80 BVs. Obviously, you need AA for them and infantry for them, but it's the idea that this is the core of your army. Which, fair enough, armoured division. But yeah, I do think they're a little bit too strong for their price. So, got the Classico Heli CV here, and I wonder where he'll take it, because he could get it into Echo and Golf Hotel, but if he flies over this, it's not going to work out for him. This guy's exposed, easy prey for the Jaguar. And the Roland misses one. And then he was on attack move, I think, there. Because that just sort of didn't miss properly. It sort of peeled off. Yeah, so this guy will only be down for a few minutes. So that was a good kill for him. He's using his air really well. Would love to see this Roland get a bit closer, maybe here. Obviously not too close because the Challenger is killing everything. Dragon Power is obviously really, really, really strong. And Int's going to do a massive heli attack, and instead of doing it where the enemy is weakest, he's doing it where the enemy is strongest. So we've got, well, 1, 2, 3 Mistrals and 1, 2, 3 Roland 3s. So, you know, hopefully he goes over here and launches it in Echo. Like, that'd be really cool, because that's been a low intensity front. Although, Helljumper now bringing up an AMX30B2 for that. Oh, that's bad news. He got a crit as well. His fuel tank is leaking. But yeah, if he does this here, it's not going to work. Like, where's he even going to go? Is he just going to go to India? And there's also an AMX13 there. He should know that this is a bad idea. We'll see what happens. But you see the discrepancy in forces, right? Helljumper's just got so much shit here, and that's because this is where all the points are. But yeah, the Mistral's just knocking on his door constantly. These guys are stood in the middle of nowhere. Challenger 2 can take care of itself to an extent, but when you're surrounded by this on all sides, you're going to take some hits, and you're going to get side hit, and then you're going to die. That Javelin's going to die now to these super snipers. He probably can't even see it. Oh no, I see, he's just killing the Jaeger clearer. Over here, that Mistral's dead. So he bought another 2 now. Still building up. Terrier AT group does not reach its destination. Well, one of them doesn't, the other might. Int's lost his recon here. It's looking very, very, very dicey for him here. He's going to lose this if he doesn't do anything about it. His SAS survives. Can he get him out? Can he get him out? Big if true. Jaguar cluster now. These are too close together. He might get them both. Yeah, he gets them both. Phantom F3 is going to go down. Jaguar's going to be down for a bit. So I'm not sure what Int's fighter situation is. I think he's got 2 fighters still on repair. I've not seen Helljumper bring another fighter. He seems to have given up on the air game just because he keeps overextending and getting blown up by terrible planes. Or in this case, this was the SAS. Those 2 SAS there took it out with 2 Stinger hits, which is pretty lucky. Getting both hits does happen sometimes. Challenger 2's back up now, but he won't be able to see this because the tank has bad optics, mediocre optics, and so you know he's not gonna see it. You can see that blue. Do you see how it's blue? That means he can't see what's inside it. Phantom F3, that was that one. Alouette's down here, Javelin's down here. This Challenger, right, watch this. Okay, it survives. And the Jaguar's gonna make it out. This is now way more reinforced than it was 5 minutes ago, but that's what happens when you bomb it. Terriers are in though, that's cool. This is not looking very good. But just through pure saturation, like that Warrior Milan, can it get that Mistral? Pure saturation, I think the Hell Arms are going to be able to kill all these Brenni. And Helljumper's still not got a CV here. I'm really surprised by this. He could have just put one in here. But yeah, he's using his saturation. Like, these guys are literally just going to run out of ammo. It's a shame he's not moving them back fast enough. Jaguar cluster to get that guy in the smoke. But that's going to die to 3 Rolands now, so really not worth it. This is looking really bad for Int. He's just lost a huge amount of forces. Like, he's attacking where the enemy's strongest. I really don't agree with this either. Like, he's just seen those Rolands, and now he's going to try and kill Mistral. Like, I mean, the Rolands are reloading, which is fair enough. But yeah, here we go. Now 4 Rolands. Jaguar cluster going for the Rolands. Oh no, but it gets hit. It gets really unlucky. It gets hit loads. Another Harrier. This reeks of desperation, man. This is going to get hit as well. There's just too much AA here. You got to stop. Second doesn't get seed, sadly. Yeah. That was not pleasant to watch. But finally get CV out for Helljumper. So, you know, he's had this zone for a while, but he's not had the CV. You got to ask yourself, at what point do you buy 1 less Brennus and 1 more CV? But yeah, Finn could get some recon here. Then he could move this Challenger forwards and kill things. Uh-oh, I'm being Steam messaged. I apologize. I'm just gonna go offline. I think I've got Steam overlay enabled, so that would record it when I open it. And I don't want to know what that image is, so I just won't reply. I'll get back to him in 13 minutes and 46 seconds, depending on how soon this game ends. Although, really can't see Integer winning this. I mean, he's going for that thing again. Got the 2 air mobile leaders, but these guys are in the wrong place. They need to be over here. No recon for this. He really needs... Oh no, hang on, he's got the sniper. They can't see that. You would need it, like, here. Because, yeah, the Challenger, it can do work, but it's got to shoot. It's got to find things to shoot at. There's not a whole lot of toes. Like, there's no ATGMs here. I don't think there's a single ATGM. Oh, there's one. Oh, no, hang on. There's one right here. What am I talking about? And there's one here. Yeah, there's a Gazelle for recon, but I don't know if he sees all of this. Jaguar going for the SAS again. So Helljumper now pushing in this town too. These guys should get that. Yeah, they do. Your cluster goes down. Yeah, it's just you can't. This is a no-fly zone. There's like 4 Rolands there. 4 Rolands and 2 or 3 Mistrals. think there's only 2. Yeah. Right. So he's doing it. Here we go. He's attacking the strongest enemy area. Where's the other one? Because didn't he have 2? Right, he's still back here. And the autocannons really shred these helicopters. So you saw that went down just purely to autocannons. The Rollins aren't even shooting. Oh no, hang on. No, they're not. How the fuck did he get this back here? I've just not been paying attention. That's really good. It's a shame it died. It would have been great if it had just shot things coming down this road, but I think something killed it, probably this AMX-30. And right, now he's going to take that +2 zone. Realistically, Helljumper should just move forwards now. That's how you deal with this. You're like, wait a minute, there's 2,000 points worth of helicopters back there. My enemy has nothing. And then you just A-click or Q-click, depending on your hotkey binding preferences. Because yeah, you could take Alpha, Charlie, and Bravo at this point. Well, maybe not Charlie, because there's only one guy here. So Integer back up to +2, and is he just gonna load this back in, or is he gonna stick around? Looks like he's sticking around. Yeah, because that's his CV tech, CV helicopter. Where's the other one? Still back here. Yeah, it's going to be quite hard for Helljumper to clear out because... Right, so this is the auto cells just sort of taking him over here, which is a shame. He should have pathed them around here because these aren't going to make it home. They're going to die, I think. Although Rollins aren't shooting at them, which is a bit weird. They switched off or something. No, they are dying, see. It's going to be hard for Helljumper to take this back because... infantry takes a while to die to other infantry, and you can't send anything else in here because of the roads and stuff. So Integer +2 with 10 minutes left. I mean, this is so wacky, man. Imagine if I mean, it's going really well for him, but imagine if he had gone here and taken this, and then just jumped across the Gulf, or even just come up to Gulf or Hotel, but instead he went over the most contested part, lost loads of his guys. I believe he's been spotted. But yeah, Helljumper just sitting here like a melon. Like he really should have pushed there. There's nothing here. He should have recognised how many points are being thrown over here. And Integer, yeah, you got to stop doing this, man. It's 4 Rollins there. It's a no-fly zone. Over here, CV's still up, and the Vabs, he's just sending them in to try and kill this stuff as fast as possible, but this is not the way. You want helicopters, really. Yeah, because that's going to keep happening. This guy's still here. First piece of artillery in the whole game. No mortars, no nothing. This is the only piece, and it's still loaded in. So this is the only good arty that Second gets right now. The big one is not very good. For 260 points or whatever it is. 270 perhaps. But yeah, you see all these Vabs, he's just sending them in. It's really not particularly intelligent. You gotta send the infantry first and just not use the Vabs against these air mobiles. Just gotta use the infantry and use bombers if there's any left. I mean, Helljumper's been pretty aggressive with his bombers. So now it's even again. Over here, Helljumper getting a couple more units, but obviously all his reinforcements are here. And here comes the Jaguar. There you go. See, so you use helicopters and then you use planes, so you don't bother with. So another Vab goes down there. This guy's somehow still alive, but he's routed now. Yeah, I mean it was a cool play from him, but now he's back where he started. Having said that, he's got a few things here. He's built up here a little bit. He's using the artillery, so the fact that all the reinforcements were back here and he traded really cost efficiently here because all those Vabs kept driving in and dying like muppets. And all this stuff's going to be here for ages now. So yeah, now he can push back here. It's not going well for him here. This has been spotted, which is really not what you want. Although the Jaeger gets cargo stuff. Challenger messing with these AMX-10 hots is rough. He's got a smoke. He smokes. He gets the hit, but he doesn't get the kill. I really wish the Challenger had one higher pen. I think that would really help it. And now we see the same again, but the leader's not here this time. Helljumper on a +2 now. This guy landing? No, he's on an attack move. So he's trying to fire his machine gun at the VAB. Over here, going alright. That AMX is down, but... Well, they're all called AMX. This has to smoke or it's going to die. That's a shame. RT not firing. This air mobile should get that now. And if it doesn't, the Jaeger should. Yeah, there you go. So this push has been stalled. Love to see integ3r send some over here, you know. I guess he doesn't know what's going on, right? But even if he just moved this over to see this, because this challenge has been sat here all game. Useless. Not doing anything. This push is stalled out. Those Brenni are still up, and, you know, the challenger can't reveal because it's got 2 HP, still supply behind it. Interestingly enough, all the minstrels are dead, so these would actually be useful here. Ah, smoke fades. So he's just tanking it now. He's on 1 HP. Really gotta do some reversing here. Reverse? Reverse? Man, how's this guy still alive? Alright, his luck finally runs out, but he gets that Bren. So yeah, another attack coming in over here. And he's got the leader, so it looks like he's finally going to go on the angle that I suggested. I mean, it's not like he can hear me. This game was played some time ago. Another artillery piece. Helped if they're shooting, though. And no artillery from Helljumper. Even one artillery piece can really help you. One mortar. It's just so much better. So basically, with everything you bring in this game, except tanks, you get diminishing returns, so the more of it you bring, the less useful it is. So that the utility of one artillery piece is just massive. Not sure what's going on here. Some sort of targeted attempt to kill that CV. So that was cool. And yeah, he only loses 1 Harrier for that. And this isn't evacing though. It's flying over all the Rolands. It's gonna die. It's fucked. Yeah. And here we go. Lynx attack 2, going for golf this time. What? Why is this guy still in as well? This is so sad. So we'd love to see some smoke coming out from this artillery. 1 mortar for smoke, get this guy in, and then you'll be on a plus nothing. As it stands, that Mistral managed to just clip one of these. Here come the Rajas. He's focusing the CV one, so the CV one's going to die. If it dies over the water, it doesn't come back. Yeah, no air cover. Lots of Mirages out for Helljumper. So yeah, that's a shame that one's not working. And yeah, this looks like Helljumper's game, unless integ3r uses his bloody CV. Just unloads his CV. Just uses his artillery. He's got lots of it, and none of it's firing. He's going to lose his heli blob here now as well. So yeah, I'm thinking Helljumper's got this one. +2, 4 minutes left. So that's 240 seconds. Times it by 1.5. What is that? 240 minus... No, never mind. I'm not doing that. It's about 300, something like that. No, it's not. It's 360. Hang on. No, you got to divide it by... Oh man, I can't do this. Regardless, integ3r's position's falling apart in the middle now. He's got these phantoms out, but for, you know, he's outmatched and outgunned. And this AMX now is just all the way through. He's squeezing this. Helljumper's squeezing this. This guy's still not here. Here comes the smoke. So it is happening. It is happening. Another challenger as well for that. Helljumper catching up. 3 minutes left. So yeah, 180 once every 5 seconds. That's 120. 120 times 2 is 240. So yeah, he will win unless this Iltis can sit in there for the whole game. And yeah, I just don't understand why he didn't do this earlier. It's a funny strat. I mean, he's forgotten about these. Could use these for something. If Helljumper had his own artillery, he could counter this. Or if he had any bombers left, but I don't know if he does. We saw that there's Jaguar down here. And now he's sending a bunch of guys around to here. this guy's in a good spot to kill any reinforcements. This guy's been a bit pointless all game. But yeah, it's even now. He needs a CV, really. He needs to buy a CV. Does he have any left? He had 2 tank CVs. I think they both died. VAB PCs. I don't know how many of these he had. Yeah, you just send infantry and that's how you do it. So the arm rifle should be in here, really. The Grenadier Voltigeurs get the ORAC, so against front armor, not so great. But if he gets against not front armor, then he's going to do quite well. These arm rifles really need to be in there. This Warrior Milan really needs to be in there. These artillery pieces need to be doing something. Helljumper just doing the standard 5E. 5E, just spam Grenadier Voltigeurs, AMX30 B2. Will they get here in time? There's only 1 minute 46 remaining. This Jaeger, I mean, it all comes down to this Jaeger. If he dies now, then Integer's going to lose. He's dying. The Challenger's not helping. The smoke has faded. But hang on, there's no CV here. So even if this guy dies, it's not going to make a difference. There needs to be a CV here, but instead he just bought 4 AMX 30 B2s instead of the CV. So, even though this has all been cleaned out, the Challenger's dead, everybody's dead, the arm rifle's just sort of sitting there not doing anything, run out of smoke. Even with that, it's not gonna matter unless he buys the CV and gets it in right now. But he's buying planes, so I reckon his only chance now is to kill this Jägerführer as well. He's got 45 seconds. Let's shoot at that. Oh, this Challenger's finally awoken. Yeah, I mean, not the best strategy, just just doing that. I mean, but yeah, you can tell Integer's panicking as well. He's just dropping all his air mobiles on there. I mean, that's what they're for, I suppose. No CV. I think Helljumper's out of CVs. I mean, is this the only CV he's got left on the map? In his arsenal at all? These guys, really terrible micro. All he had to do was unload the VABs here so that the SAS wouldn't shoot him, and move these guys forwards to spot this Jaeger, and then he could have used all the planes to kill it. But a lot of panicking there. Really funny game, and Integer actually wins this one. So there you go, second UK, best division in the game now that the Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel. And wow, what a game. I mean, yeah, Integer ranked, no, that's me, he's ranked higher than me. And Helljumper ranked, 11th, so higher than me as well. Helljumper, 672 games was NATO, 0 games was packed. All he plays is 5e. Integer these days, all he plays is second UK, to be honest, but yeah, bit more balanced, less games though. Yeah. No, hang on, that was me. That's me. Integer's higher than me. So yeah, the SAS, you got to get as many kills as possible with those SAS. I mean, look how many things that killed. Same with this one. Really good play from it with the Jaguar clusters, like using the Harriers to soak Roland hits and just die so that the Jaguar cluster could get a kill. It was really interesting. Really weak airplay from Helljumper, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, Red really had no business winning that. And they see, yeah, there's Blindée doing a lot better. That was that one at the start, so I got that asset at the start. That was big. Yeah, Integer intentionally feeding all his air to these Rolands. I mean, look at that. That's not what you want to see. I mean, Helljumper wasn't even moving him. But yeah, it all worked out in the end. Crazy. What a game. What a game. Really clutch at the end. These were 2 really close games. I really enjoyed casting that. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what you think. Any feedback is welcome, positive or negative. Positive's better though, obviously. Anyway, see you around.